In the modern world, our interaction with Triant are a
Oh,
bit
wait,
more.
wait. You gotta intro it. You gotta intro it, bro.
All right, all right. Would you like to start that way, or do you want me to start?
No, you do it. You start it.
All right. Every Dave once made you a servant. Tell
Tanta,
us. Oh,
take go first.
okay. My apologies. Tantalus, the highest power is
I have
Deus,
no idea.
Deesta? Deestas?
I have to look it up. It's okay. Pass.
Okay, Deestas. No power if you sign that thing. Senska, Deestas, 440.
In the modern world, our interactions with tyranny are a bit more voluntary than they were in ancient times. We put up with our controlling boss, though we could probably get a different job if we wanted. We change how we dress or refrain from saying what we actually think because we want to fit in with some cool group. We put up with cruel critics or customers because we want their approval. In these cases, their power exists because of our wants. You change that and you're free.
The late fashion photographer Bill Cunningham occasionally declined to invoice magazines for his work. When a young upstart asked him why that was, Cunningham's response was epic. If you don't take money, they can't tell what to do with it. Remember? Oh wait, it's your turn, Tabe.
Okay. Remember taking the money, wanting the money, probably or literally makes you a servant to the people who have it. In deference to it, as Sanasa put it, turns the highest power into no power, at least as far as your life is concerned.
Is this specific
Yes.
or
Let me help. Let me help with this one. It's pretty deep. I like it on so many levels. And it's good to hear today from your voices. I'll say that for sure. Okay, first off here, let's do a little pronunciation. I'm pretty sure his name is Seneca, but I can double check that later.
Seneca.
Seneca. The
Seneca?
other one is going to be we have proverbially, and this comes with the story. Okay, all right. So the word comes with the root, which is a proverb, right? And that's I guess proverb. I guess I don't know. Proaction, proverb, proverbially. A proverb is a story with a lesson. It's the original moral, right? And you guys can think of probably hundreds of them if we start picking it out, where like the story about Adam and Eve and the knowledge of the tree of the good and evil of the fruit. It's going to be the proverb of the guy that helped the other guy on the street. The story about Red Riding Hood. These are all proverbs, right? And when they change it into an adjective and then an adverb, it sounds like proverbially. Proverbially. So I'll tell you one proverb. It's about the prodigal son. The prodigal son. The prodigal son returns. So there's like this really nice house and everything is all good and great. And there's this family and there's this one son and he's this shining example of what everything a good son is supposed to be, right? Takes care of the house. He's set up to take care of everything. It's all good to go. And suddenly he leaves, right? And he just goes and he goes to see the world. And, there's a gap in between here, right? Where there's a story that we don't know. And I feel like you guys are frozen right now.
You lagged out.
Da-da-da. So there was this house.
Uh,
There was this household and everything was good. And then he left. Right. He didn't do his son duties. And there's a gap in this story of about 15 years of whatever you put inside of there. Then he comes back because he learned a bunch of stuff and then home is good. Right. And that's a proverb. Right. Where, if you're getting this urge and this sense to leave, maybe if you return, you'll get everything that you are looking for in the end. And there's a lot of proverbs and stories around that idea. If no power, if you desire nothing.
Hmm.
The first thing I think of is like no man should have power over you, right? No person should have power over you. That's deep because that word should changes it to be like it could be debatable in so many ways, right? Or cases where it's not true, or cases where people definitely proved it to be not true, or the other side. So Like you think about it this way, it's going to be that what we want traps us. And in the term of the conflict, I guess, is that if you're willing to have conflict with somebody because you want something, then that means that you want something more than having peace. You know, right? And so if you remove that want, then maybe you achieve peace. And that's kind of what they're saying here, you know? They do talk about money here in the end. And that's another scope of it as well, right? Where, man, like it's tough to live in a world where there are phases to financial independence, where the first phase generally for most people is that you sell your time for money.
Mm.
The next phase after that would be that you sell whatever you use your time for money. And then that kind of scales out maybe more, right? And then after that, it's going to be where you add all the factors of whatever you have and advantages and how all that collects and how it makes passive income for you. And so the other side of that is that if you're stuck in one, anybody really, it's kind of tough because somebody always is kind of telling you what to do,
Mm.
right? Or has that power, quote unquote, or authority. Yep. So that's what this one's telling me at almost 40 years old on April 20th, technically for my birthday, right? Which is pretty funny. Yeah. And I always like cycling it back to date, back to today here. And I read this recently here, and I'll read this for you guys. Let's see if it finds the address. Or oh, it does. When I do it backwards, it'll do it. Okay. August 12th. Today's not the 12th, today's the 21st. All right. 21 August. All right, I'm gonna read this one quickly to you guys, okay?
All right.
All right, here we go. Don't be miserable in advance. It is ruinous for the soul to be anxious about the future and miserable in advance of misery. Engulfed by anxiety that the things it desires might remain its own until the very end. For such a soul will never be at rest. By longing for things to come, it will lose the ability to enjoy present things. Seneca Moral Letters, 98.5.
May I chime in?
You want to chime in?
The
Go.
way we the way we nervously worry about some looming bad news is strange if you think about it. By definition, the waiting means it hasn't happened yet. So that feeling bad in advance is totally involuntary. But that's what we do, chewing our nails, feeling sick to our stomachs. We'll be brushing aside the people around us. Why? Because something bad might have occurred soon. The pragmatist, the person of action, is too busy to waste time on such silliness. The pragmatist can worry about every possible outcome in advance. Think about it. Best case scenario, if the news turned out to be better than expected, all this time we was wasted with needless fear. Worst case scenario, we were miserable for extra time by choice.
All right,
And we are what but
let's give T a chance, brother.
all right.
And what better use could you make out of time? A day that could be your last. You want to spend it in worry? In what other area could you make some progress while others might be sitting on the edge of their seat, passively awaiting for some fate? Let the news come. Let the news come when it does. Be too busy working to care.
All right.
This is interesting, I'll say.
I like it. Yeah, there you have it. It's gonna be where don't be miserable in advance. I like it. It's pretty nice and clear. I like these little bits to read. It helps with a wide range of things and a wide variety of topics. It's pretty cool. In closing for this, it's enjoy the present things.
Yeah.
There's that loop. I think I wrote it in some notes before, was gonna be like, don't worry, get over it. No. Don't worry, it's all good. Do something.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last would be too busy working to care.
Yeah. It's nice. Yeah.
So I guess this type of person care too much about like their life and stuff. So they are rather uh I forgot what do we call those, but yeah, right. Let's get away. That's the best way to go.
I know you. I can see a little bit of where you're going, dude. It's good, right?
You have moral, it's fine. You walk it off.
Oh man. By longing for things to come, it will lose the ability to enjoy present things. Right. Boom. Right.